This guy right here is actively destroying Elon Musk's credibility. Whether or not the billionaire is even aware of that is a discussion for another time. I still believe, some would say naively so, that he is not fully aware of that fact, but again, that's a video for a different day. Let's get the context filled in. Mario Nawfal, a self-professed entrepreneur and crypto mogul, is currently the owner and host of what is, in essence, on paper at least, Twitter's largest audio program on the entire website. If you use the platform at all, and even if you don't, by the way, you've probably seen his name at least once or twice. Coverage of breaking news, geopolitics, even sitting US representatives and tycoon billionaires have appeared on his program, as Elon Musk promotes him to be the new face of citizen journalism on Twitter. That by itself isn't exactly news. Good for him, right? But let's round out the picture fully. Mario Nawfal sells sponsorships to crypto tokens and blockchain projects primarily, in order for them to appear on his program. He sells those opportunities of sorts for tens of thousands of dollars each, and yet the entire foundation of his Twitter profile's engagement is likely fake. Elon Musk vowed at the very start of his ventures on Twitter to defeat the spam bots or die trying. It was even the core premise behind him supposedly trying to back out of the deal or renegotiate the price lower once he got their data. And he is currently faced with an enormous task of reigniting trust between Twitter and large-scale advertisers. Yet the public face of citizen journalism on the platform he has attached himself to directly, with the largest show on all of Twitter, is propped up by what seem to be demonstrably false metrics. Let's dive in. Previously, I covered a trove of leaked conversations where it was showcased that Mario Nawfal's team had used a Twitter boosting service. They refused to call bots what they actually are, instead opting to play semantic games and pretend that no one can tell the difference except for them. A Twitter boosting service called Win.Solutions. I have the documents, the engagement report, and the receipts, while the founder of Win.Solutions turned his accounts private and took down the entire website, so make of that what you will. But today's video is not meant to rehash old concepts. You can watch those if you'd like in a separate video. It's meant to expand on them. Here's what I mean. In those leaked conversations, Mario Nawfal's team openly discusses the implications of and techniques behind this engagement service, also meekly attempting to pretend that they aren't just falsifying his traffic and then reselling those false metrics to clients. Yeah, they literally started selling the bot services to their clients, by the way, but again, that's off topic. What matters is that during those conversations, we got details on how precisely the network is made. See, they purchased these accounts, paying a premium to avoid scams, supposedly, from a batch of compromised profiles that are sold by data brokers. The specific thing to note here is that the batch referenced as core is from 2010 to 2015. That's when the accounts were first created. To be clear, Win.Solutions, the company behind the original network, uses the high quality, aka less detectable bot network for premium clients and the low quality traffic for, quote, DM and shill campaigns. That's good to remember. That's the type of person we're dealing with. So what does it mean for us? Well, it means that we can start to construct a profile of sorts that identifies bot engagement on Mario Nawfal's account, and that's precisely what we did. Lightning fast backstory here. Elon Musk has made it nearly impossible to actually scrape Twitter right now. He has deprecated the V1 API and locked off GET requests behind a massive paywall. There are some ways around this, but rather than risk the integrity of the investigation and delay things substantially in the process, we decided to take one of Mario's finance tweets and analyze the entire thing by hand. To do this, we constructed a Google Sheet, defined a set of parameters, and then logged every single commenting and retweeting account name for a couple of different posts, physically scrolled and evaluated the profile for every single one of them, and sorted the results. Here's the parameters we used. Parameters in line with the prior leaked conversations between IBC managers and Win.Solutions. First, in order to even be considered as a potential bot, the account had to be originally created between 2010 and 2015, obviously, which was already a massively restrictive factor, which should, emphasis on should, eliminate most accounts on the platform. For comparison, since we expect to see the majority of engagement come from accounts created outside those selective dates already, here's a tweet from Open Source Intelligence Defender. This is a somewhat similar alternate media type of account compared to Mario Nawfal. It's actually got more engagement in a lot of circumstances, and I'll spare everyone the boring part, but as expected, the majority of accounts interacting with this tweet, this control tweet, fall outside the creation date range of 2010 through 2015. They don't match our profile. Second, the accounts we looked at had to display a very particular pattern, a pattern I know through multiple prior and separate investigations of darknet data brokers to be accurate. Not only must the accounts be created in the range of 2010 to 2015, they must also have a lengthy dark period where the account remains inactive. As a short explanation, that's how these account reselling services work. They compromise profiles that were made a long time ago, take over and scrub the recovery email, scrub the account itself, and then resell the account for a premium. There is a huge industry of this taking place at any given time for any given platform, especially Twitter. Just one issue with that. The framework obviously leaves a very distinctive pattern. An account created in 2015, for example, might have a couple of tweets from the original owner during the first few months or even days it was created. These are sometimes left there in an attempt to preserve authenticity and trick people into thinking that age is proof of legitimacy. But it then has a 7 or 8 year gap where no activity whatsoever occurred. As you can expect, finding such accounts to fit these specifications is a rare occurrence when looking at any sort of natural tweet. But we weren't looking at a natural tweet. We were looking at Mario Nafal. Big difference there. The last metric we used, I'll have to explain later on, because it honestly seems like the best method of demonstrating all of this will have to be done off the cuff in real time, so that's what I'll do. All right, so this is the tweet that we primarily analyzed. There were others, but this is the one for today that I'm focusing on. And looking at this, we can see a couple of different things. Number one, you see all the Twitter blue verified check marks at the top. This is a policy designed by Elon Musk and supposedly meant to amplify real people and degrade and lower the bots. That's pretty much accurate. That's one of the things that makes me say I don't really think that Elon Musk is aware of the corrosive effect that Mario's having on his reputation. However, once you get past all of these real people, and trust me, we looked at all of these accounts, we scrolled their feeds, we analyzed them. These are real people. Some of them comment multiple times. If you want to know the exact numbers, I think there was something like 400 comments under the tweet and just barely under 200 unique profiles and unique accounts that were responsible for those comments. But if you scroll down, let's go to about halfway down, right around here, and you pick any one of these accounts. Let's say Casey Sutter, Alicia Banga. This is the next NFT influencer. This is, or I don't know, any one of these. Let's pick this one first and analyze it. We open up this account, we're going to see a pattern. So joined February 2012, which is right inside the profile that we're looking to analyze. The next NFT influencer, FBM 6035, don't know what that means. Immediately we can see Mario. Now let's just scroll this and I'll point out a few things, okay? Promotes Mario. Love Bears, interesting. Crypto project. Acolytes, interesting. The Roundtable, affiliated with Mario. Mario, Mice Media, whatever that is, Lord of Crypto, this guy, Mario, Crypto Trooper, Mario, B in Crypto, Bazaars, Burb, right? You see these? My Social Following. Let's point out a few more. This guy, Kakal.eth, Roundtable, a few more to point out here. Solana NFTs notification. That's a very important one to point out. Let's see if we can find a few more. Mice Media again, Roundtable again, Cantoria, et cetera, right? So I can keep scrolling. There's a decent number. There's usually between a couple dozen and a couple hundred tweets. And then if we go over to likes, we're going to see a very similar pattern. It's just mostly Mario, Bitcoin, Buddha. That's an important one. Be in Crypto, right? All sorts of different things like this. So a ton of Mario, and that's one of the accounts I'm talking about. This one too. Just remember this one right here with Obama and Joa. So let's go back over. Okay, interesting. Let's pick another one from this list. That's a real person, actually. I remember that person. This one, Lily Gordon. Let's see. Lily Gordon, created in 2012. God first, Semper Fi. Okay, all right. Let's do tweets and replies. And start scroll. Mario, Roundtable, Mario, Just an Egg. And then a bunch of stuff from 2012, fitting exactly with the pattern I described, where these leave some of the original authentic traffic, and then it gets rebranded. You'll see a giant jump from July 24th, 2012, all the way up to May 17th. Now, if we go over to the likes, we're going to see something. Oh, he doesn't actually have any likes. Okay. Well, let's look at a different one. Scroll down. Let's try this guy. Rudy. Open that one up. And what do we see? 55 tweets created in 2012. And Mahjong Meta. Remember that one. Let's go tweets and replies. Mario, Roundtable, Dark Knight. Remember that one. Roundtable, My Social Following. Love Bears. Well, look, there they are again. Mario, Solana NFTs. Again. Mario, Dark Knight. Again, there's a lot of these here that you should probably keep an eye on. My Social Following. You're going to see a pattern. Let's do it again. Let's go down a little bit longer. Let's go to Jamie Berry. Who's Jamie Berry? Wonder if I remember this one. Created in 2012, 113 tweets. Go to replies. What do we see? We see Mario, Marco Polo, Mario, Bazaars again, Mario, the World State, Mario, Bid Shop, Mario, right? All these things, we're going to see, hey, that guy again. And, oh, hey, that guy again. Mario, Mario, that again. This is, remember that one, right? Acolytes again. Mario, that guy again. Round Table. So hopefully people are starting to see a pattern here. Let's do another one. Let's try this one. 2012. NFT Freak. 154 tweets. Let's go here. Switch it over. Bitcoin Buddha. Mario. Solana NFTs. Mario. Fatsuki. Remember that one. Mario. Be in Crypto. You see, like, this is a pattern. This is a pattern of specific accounts and specific tweets that are getting promoted. Now, just to demonstrate how obvious this is, let's go over to likes and scroll down and see if we can find something from, mega fans. That's another one to keep an eye out for. Let's see if we can find something from that Obama picture, Joa. Let's see if that one's here. It's not on every single profile. It's on pretty much every single profile. Mario. Hey, there it is. Okay, Joa. So do you see there's a pattern of particular posts and specific accounts that are promoted by pretty much every single one of these accounts down here that promotes Mario. That's the point I'm trying to demonstrate. Okay, I probably could have done a much longer demonstration if people wanted it, but that seems to communicate the point, so everyone should probably see a very obvious pattern now, as I said. And that's good, because that's the third metric that we actually tracked. After identifying accounts that were created in the right time frame and also had a multi-year gap in activity, they were all very similar, we tracked how many overlapping tweets and accounts that they promoted. The results are frankly astounding and blatantly speak for themselves. We found dozens and dozens of Pro Mario retweets and connected projects that were being promoted, but it goes even deeper. See here, Solana NFTs, this one that pops up all the time, an account also promoted by these bots heavily. Mario's team secretly owns that account as well. These bots aren't just promoting Mario himself. They're promoting IBC, his company. They promote the Round Table, another one of his properties. They promote Evan Luthra, a close associate of Mario. Faith Tribe, a project Mario brags about as being one of the cornerstones of IBC, and the list goes on and on. Even Ibrahim Wozni, Bob Wozni, another close associate. All of these things are present. Houdini Swap, Yay Network, Sugarverse, Sidus Heroes, Shark Race, and Ethereum Towers are all connected to Mario in some professional capacity or another through either publicly available evidence, which we've gathered, or inside source confirmation, which I have and have maintained through this entire process. And these bot accounts we have now analyzed promote a significant number of them actively right now every single time. What's more, they also have identical further actions where even specific individual tweets like this one from Joa, which I made a point of emphasizing during the demonstration, or this one from NJ Ayuk about the oil industry of all things, get promoted heavily. Basically, after you scroll a few of these accounts, as we have done, we've scrolled hundreds and hundreds of them, the pattern becomes self-evident. This is a network of purpose-built Twitter bots that promote Mario Nafal primarily. Usually in excess of 50% traffic is aimed directly at amplifying his own personal engagement, boost other things that praise him, and also target entirely separate, totally unrelated tweets from separate industries in a congruent way with each other. This is not normal human activity, period. But how do we measure it? The answer we came up with was a point-based rating system from 1 to probably about 60 or 70 max total. Every account these bots promoted that was directly related to Mario Nafal or his business interests would be worth 3 points. And every account they heavily promoted that wasn't provably related to Mario, even though plenty of them still might be, we just contained it to the ones we have absolute proof or certainty of, would be worth 1 point if it was visibly prominently elsewhere in the network. The threshold we used was 7 points, and for reference, the average number that provably real people displayed was barely over 3 in any circumstances. All the real people I analyzed interacted with Mario himself, maybe a few times even, but they did not interact frequently or at all with these other accounts. A 7-point cutoff would be either direct promotion of 2 separate Mario-affiliated accounts and 1 control sample, or promotion of Mario himself and 4 control samples from the network. This was an overtly generous threshold to use. The real number of bots is likely even higher than what we have here. What were the results? These right here. The green boxes indicate that there is promotional overlap with accounts linked directly to Mario, and yellow indicates that there is promotional overlap with separate accounts like the oil industry guy or low-grade crypto projects. The bots, they stand out big time, with scores in the 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s. These accounts are pushing and promoting enormous amounts of Mario's content, his personal content. They push his business interests, even the ones that are not publicly known, which kind of rules out the idea that someone was doing this to him, since it's promoting things that only an insider with sources would understand are directly connected to him. They promote his spaces, even just random tweets that praise him. Here's a couple of those for reference, where the bot network not only artificially inflates his numbers, but heavily pushes things that inflate his ego as well. This one praises him for being a citizen journalist. This one is just an ego stroke about a speech he gave. This one is about a program he's going to be on. And this one is pretending that Mario gets unjust criticism, even though he most certainly deserves every single bit of it. The list goes on and on and on. I just need to shorten things for the sake of time. This new face of Twitter is offering sponsorships for up to and in excess of $60,000 each to companies and projects, while the foundation of his engagement appears to be categorically fake. The network promoting him matches, to the very letter, a network that his team hired and worked with in the past, and yet he has the gall to pretend that his entire show is somehow credible. My favorite thing, just to get some humor in there, is that this bot network promoted one post heavily from a user named Joa, I mentioned it earlier obviously, where the insinuation seems to be that Obama might come on his show. It genuinely looks, at least in my opinion, that they botted the shit out of this random reply just so that people might think Obama would be a guest of Mario's. How pathetic can you possibly be? Now, I did promise the spice, so here it is. There are, according to sources familiar, FBI and SEC probes into Mario Nawfal and his businesses taking place right now. I can't speak on the ultimate ruling of those cases, but this guy is selling sponsorships for tens of thousands of dollars when the engagement on his account is verifiably inauthentic and simultaneously identical to that of a bot network service that was previously hired to boost his profile. His show is attracting speakers and guests like Hunter Biden, Anthony Scaramucci, Elon Musk, of course, as well as other billionaires, even sitting elected representatives of the United States and beyond. Pakistani politicians, tech industry CEOs, pretty much any type of influential person you can possibly think of is unknowingly, probably unknowingly, participating in the rise of someone who is, in my opinion, a sleazy con man. Shouldn't we collectively as humans have better standards? Do we want someone like this wielding measurable influence in upcoming elections? Because that's the track he's on right now. All of our research will be presented down below. We urge Twitter to investigate and take action, because right now it very much appears that Twitter is protecting and favoring him despite his corrosive effect on their reputation. And we will continue to dig into the exact reach of this bot network, even if the API changes have made it more difficult than ever to track and investigate bot activity on the platform, contrary to what Elon Musk's original stated goal used to be. It's disheartening to watch the new public face of citizen journalism become an avatar of everything wrong in the world of social media. Maybe it's true that mainstream news has fallen short. It's probably true that it's fallen short. Maybe it's true that some sort of citizen alternative will eventually take hold and become dominant. But if Mario Nawfal is the face of it, there is no hope of success, because we will be elevating the worst possible version of a new system, thereby undercutting any chance it may have had at success before it even gets going. Bottom line, over 65% of Mario Nawfal's baseline engagement that we have currently analyzed thus far is likely completely falsified. That number is higher, depending on how you qualify the data, but we conducted this research in an effort to be as precise as possible with limited false positives and concrete evidence. Mario Nawfal is destroying the credibility of Twitter and Elon Musk right now. I still believe that it can be fixed, but maybe I'm wrong. That's it. If you want to support, please do consider checking the links down below or subscribing to channel memberships here on YouTube or Patreon or Locals. I'm going to start figuring out what to put there, like behind the scenes type stuff, projects that are unfinished, etc., maybe some stuff to do with games, but that also means looking at how I manage everything on that front, because it needs to be adequately worthwhile and fair to anyone who supports. It's a work in progress, bear with me. As always, thank you all for watching, and have a nice night.
My team, I messaged him personally. Can you please send us the evidence you mentioned in this place? Please send us the evidence, please. Any evidence you can send us. Zero, not one. Not one person out of everybody sent us one piece of evidence, because it doesn't exist.